Well, I guess if Aunt Gladys can get her own prequel film, so can Dale Cobble. Let's get into it.
What's your favorite scary movie?
Be afraid. Be very afraid.
I want to be a fighter, like you.
Oh, let it burn! Let it burn!
Did you miss me?
You have to shoot them in the head. They always come back.
The boat can leave now. Tell the crew.
Well, sometimes that is better.
Good luck.
Hey everybody, I'm Killjoy Jake. We have an ungodly amount of updates to get into. Name a horror movie that's coming out soon. There's likely an update about it in today's video. On top of a bunch of other crazy projects that I didn't even know were gonna be in the works. Before we get into it, please make sure to like this video, subscribe for more insane update videos just like this. Maybe not as crazy as this. This one's gonna be the craziest one yet. But more crazy videos are to come. Please subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Now let's get into it. I've always been a big Godzilla fan. I used to watch the movies when I was a kid, but man, Godzilla Minus One shot not only to the top of my list in terms of all of those movies, but it was my favorite movie of 2023 by far. Now the sequel, Godzilla Minus Zero, is dropping later on this year on November 6th, and we just got the first trailer yesterday. Following the devastation of Godzilla's first rampage in Godzilla Minus One, Koichi Shikishimi is determined to lead a quiet life, rebuilding his family with Noriko and young Akiko, while stepping away from the nightmares of war and monsters. However, peace is short-lived when Godzilla returns, fully regenerated, larger, and more ferocious, while something ancient begins to stir beneath Mount Fuji, endangering the fragile nation and forcing Koichi to reconsider his promise. With stakes higher than ever, Koichi reluctantly returns to fly, teaming up with old comrades, and US-Japan alliance forms to confront the two kaiju and protect those he loves, especially as Noriko's cell connection to Godzilla strengthens, pulling her dangerously closer to the monster's rage. Not only are we going to see some more beautiful VFX with different kinds of kaiju in this movie, but we also get to see at the end of this trailer Godzilla taking New York. Hopefully it's better than the late 90s movie, right? I think it definitely will be. Again, I cannot stress enough how much I loved Godzilla Minus One. This ought to be fantastic as well. Will it take over my top 10 of the year like it did in 2023? Took me totally by surprise. We'll find out on November 6th, baby. After the Chucky TV series wasn't renewed by Sci-Fi after its third season, it was quickly announced by Don Mancini, the creator of Chucky, that he was working on some sort of new movie. Now, as it stands right now, there are 8 Chucky movies, 7 of them done by Don Mancini, and then we also have that weird little remake. The TV show also continues from that original timeline, and it seems like Don Mancini is working to make this next movie continue from where the show left off somehow. Oh my god. Chatting with some Chucky fans at Steel City Con, Don Mancini talked a little bit about his new Chucky movie, saying that it's not only going to be a throwback to like the Curse of Chucky vibes, which was basically a big franchise reset, but it will also somehow continue the events of the television series where that one left off. And it will also somehow keep the continuity from all of the other movies and TV shows besides the remake, of course. Maybe he finds a way to work in remake Chucky too. Don also made note that he wants this next Chucky movie to be scary again, where the TV show obviously leaned way too much into the camp. I think one of the things I love about everything in the Chucky universe, except the remake of course, is that you kind of are building off of the character of Charles Lee Ray every single time. The movies did a great job of this already, but the TV show dived into his backstory even more so. I mean, he's probably one of the most detailed slasher villains out there. I hope whatever comes next in this series gives us some sort of new shade to Charles Lee Ray, if that's even possible. More updates are to come, I'm sure. I can't wait for another Chucky movie, man. During Brussels International Fantastic Film Festival this past weekend, there was an early screening of Pinocchio Unstrung, where allegedly someone in attendance fainted. Director Reese Frake Waterfield was talking with Bloody Disgusting about the event, saying, "We had an incredible first reaction this weekend with audiences at Brussels International Fantastic Film Festival. During the world premiere, someone passed out due to how gory one of the death scenes were." According to YouTuber, and I'm gonna butcher this name here, As Lepuventail, he talked a bit about this event, saying, "Someone in the room room fainted, and for the first time since I started this channel, I can tell you that this is verified information, because the person was sitting a few seats away from me in the same row. I unfortunately witnessed this person's collapse, and we did everything we could to ensure the emergency services arrived quickly. It's been reported that this person is okay now. That same content creator detailed some of the carnage we're gonna witness in the upcoming Puppet film. We really have some gory scenes that will make us think of things like the Terrifiers, because they go so far. We have characters whose skin is being slashed. We have a scene worthy of Final Destination in a gym, with characters who will find themselves contorted into positions that are painful to watch. We're going to have a whole bunch of mutilations and tongue pulling outs. We're going to have some scalping. We're going to have a lot of pretty trashy scenes. Then call me a motherfucking raccoon, baby, because I want to go dumpster diving. We don't have a release date yet for Pinocchio Unstrung, but it should come out sometime this year. Especially if they're showing it at film festivals, that tells me this bad boy's ready for release. I think it's going to be the best entry in the Twisted Childhood universe thus far, and I'm foaming at the mouth for it. More entries in the Pooniverse are on the way too. Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey 3 is about to enter production, and don't forget about the big amalgamation film that is on the horizon, Pooniverse Monsters Assemble. You're gonna have so much poo in your life, you're not gonna know what to do with it. Reese, Scott, if you're watching this, please give us a release date. We're hungry for some puppet action. Going all the way back to January for a second, you guys might remember a film called Primate released. I absolutely loved that goofy little popcorn flick, but one of the big things about that screening that I thought was really cool was we got to see our first look at Passenger, a new film from Andre Overdahl, who also did movies like Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark and The Last Voyage of the Demeter. Now, I gotta be honest, I wasn't really crazy about either of those films, but this movie, Passenger, looks like it could be like just one of those weird little dark horses that comes out of absolutely nowhere and blows us all away. The plot synopsis for this movie reads, after a young couple witness a gruesome highway accident, they soon realize they did not leave the crash scene alone, as a demonic presence called the Passenger that won't stop until it claims them both turns their van life adventure into a nightmare. And you know how sometimes a movie can have really good marketing, just like utilizing its best scene, and then the rest of the movie sometimes is kind of eh? That doesn't seem to be the case here. The full Passengers trailer has a super creepy scene right at the end. I love me a good little original horror film like this, and the concept here is fucking awesome. We have a lot of exciting updates still to talk about in this video, but the most shocking bit of news we've gotten in the last 48 hours is that Osgood Perkins is re-teaming with Nicolas Cage to produce some sort of Longlegs continuation. Coming from THR, this announcement gets even stranger, as Paramount Pictures has picked up the rights to Longlegs now to produce some sort of continuation. They're specifically saying that it's not a sequel, but described as something set in the same universe. Sources told the site that Neon stepped aside when the new project's scope and budget exceeded that of the company's normal parameters. If you haven't seen any of the horror movies that come from indie studio Neon, I could not recommend them enough. I truly think some of them are the best horror flicks to release this decade so far. Longlegs is probably the most popular. Now, while all of this is very fresh, plot details still under wraps, it's a very mysterious project, just like the original Longlegs before its release. I have a big theory as to what's going down in this new movie. It was also recently announced that we're getting a Weapons prequel film based off of a deleted part of the script for the original Zach Cregger film. There was an entire section of Weapons that was all about Gladys's backstory and where she came from. That was taken out of the film, though, to keep her mystique alive. Literally in the next update we're about to talk about, we're gonna get into when Gladys releases in theaters. It already has a release date, stay tuned for that. But me thinks that Osgood Perkins wants to challenge Zach Cregger to a little prequel. However you feel about Weapons or Longlegs, they're both very similar films. Spoilers, I guess, for somewhat fresh movies here, but in both movie situations, you have some sort of antagonist that works as a parasite on top of somebody else. Weapons is doing its parasitic prequel. Now I think Longlegs is getting the same treatment. This is really exciting news in my opinion. Dale Cobble is a character that's hardly even featured in the film despite basically being the titular antagonist. I'm really excited to see more of Nicolas Cage just doing his crazy bullshit like this. I don't don't think that this is going to be a sequel that continues where Longlegs left off. Some fans are really disappointed about that because that means we might not get Lee Harker, Micah Monroe's character, show up in the film, but not necessarily. Don't forget, Longlegs has been a part of her life indirectly for a very long time. We absolutely could still see Micah Monroe in whatever this thing ends up being, depending on where it takes place in the timeline. Again, not confirmed that it's a prequel, but I'm like 99% sure. Will we see Micah Monroe? I hope so. Nicolas Cage is the only confirmed cast member as of right now. I think this thing is going up against the Gladys prequel when that comes out at the end of 2028. Let's talk about that now. Last night was Warner Bros. Presentation at CinemaCon, and we got a whole bunch of really exciting horror movie updates, including release dates for 4 really exciting new sequels. First up is the movie from this list I'm probably the least excited for, but I'm still gonna see it, The Revenge of La Llorona. That's the sequel to The Curse of La Llorona, which is not in the Conjuring universe. The producers of the Conjuring universe made that very clear. This potential Conjuring spin-off film releases on April 9th of next year. Moving into 2028 now, we're gonna have to wait 2 years to get Evil Dead Wrath. That'll drop on April 7th of 2028. A month later, we'll get Final Destination 7, a movie I am highly anticipating after how good Bloodlines was, on May 12th of 2028. And finally, the Weapons prequel Gladys will drop on September 8th of that same year. I'm so excited for 3 of those movies. Seriously though, Final Destination 7 and Evil Dead Wrath are going to go so hard. I have so much faith in those projects. Bring them the fuck on. The Gladys prequel, I'm excited for. I don't really need it. I liked not knowing a whole lot about Gladys, and I worry that learning more about her backstory, where she came from, what the fuck that tree is, and how she got it, might, kind of detract, lose some of the luster of Weapons when everything ends up being explained. I really hope they don't over-explain things. If the point of this movie is just to let Amy Madigan play that character again, that's 2 thumbs up from Jake here. Gladys does tend to overdo things though, but who am I to judge a queen like that? Let me know which of these 4 movies you're the most excited for in the comments below. And my personal favorite update from today's video, talking a little bit about Evil Dead Burn. The trailer was shown at CinemaCon. It has not released online yet. I know, I'm feeling the pain yet. I'm feeling the impatience just completely overwhelm me. I need to see it, put it in my eyeballs right now. Now, although we likely won't be able to see it until Thursday previews before The Mummy, that's my theory at least, we do have some descriptions of what's going down in this teaser. Thank you to all the people who were at CinemaCon last night. Jeff Snyder reported that the Evil Dead Burn trailer features some gnarly imagery. The headrest of a car sticking through a woman's face, a hand caught in a car door prompting the fingers to fall off, a guy falling on a fully loaded dishwasher packed with knives, and there's a power saw. I'm sold. Like, I mean, if that's all I knew about the film, I'd be like, I'm there day one. Discussing Film also noted that there's a scene where a deadite drinks hot candle wax. Oh my god, just take my fucking money already. The official plot synopsis for Sebastian Vanecek's take on Evil Dead reads, after losing her husband, a woman seeks comfort at her in-laws in their remote home. But when they're turned into deadites one by one, the family reunion becomes a hellish nightmare. Soon she realizes that the promises she made herself in life matter, even in death. I'm loving this plot description here. It almost kind of echoes Evil Dead 2013 in a way, in the sense that there's some family drama going on, and there's also some Necronomicon drama going on at the same time. You get that relatable element with the family drama, because it's like, oh man, I feel bad for these characters. I'm rooting for them. And then you get needles through your goddamn heart when they all start turning into Kandarian demons and ripping each other apart. Oh, give it to me, dude. Just give it to me. I need this movie in my veins now. I've been excited for this film for a while now, especially with how Sebastian Vanecek has been talking about it. He previously stated about the 6th entry that I told the studio that I wanted to make a nasty film, a film that hurts, from which you come away tested. I'm going to put all the horror I have inside. It will be cathartic, and I haven't ruined my career and I can continue to make films behind it. I will move on to something other than horror. Every single word of that is gold, and I do find it really interesting that he's like, I'm just gonna put all the horror inside of me in this one movie, and like, that's gonna be it. I'm gonna move on to something else. Mad respect, dude. I'm expecting a very brutal, upsetting watch this summer, and hopefully I throw up a little bit. I'm so excited to see this teaser, man. I'm almost more excited to see this teaser before The Mummy than The Mummy. Like, The Mummy's gonna be great. I have no doubt in my mind about that, but I need this trailer right now, man. Well, that was a long one. Which update from today's video had you the most excited? Let me know down in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe, and as always, don't forget to kill it out there, y'all.